Welcome to Hero Villains. Who do you think would win in Flash vs Quicksilver, the race of the speed gods? Flash, whose real name is Barry Allen, is the ultimate symbol of speed in the DC universe. After a laboratory accident combined with the Speed Force, he became the fastest man ever to exist. Flash does not simply run fast. He thinks, reacts, and acts on a level that transcends time itself. The Speed Force allows him to travel through space and time, vibrate his molecules to pass through solid matter, and even rewrite reality in decisive moments. Quicksilver, or Pietro Maximoff of Marvel, represents a different shade of speed. Born with innate super speed, Quicksilver moves so fast that the world around him almost appears frozen. He possesses extraordinary reflexes, high endurance, and precise control over his body while moving at extreme velocity. However, Quicksilver's speed is largely confined to the physical realm and does not reach conceptual layers such as time or the multiverse. Before we go deeper into the analysis, please press the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Barry Allen is known as the Flash, the symbol of absolute speed. From the moment he touched the Speed Force, he not only became the fastest man alive, but also a hero carrying the responsibility of protecting the world from chaos. Wearing his blazing red suit like a bolt of lightning, Barry charges into the fight against crime with overwhelming power. His speed reaches a level where motion itself becomes invisible. When Barry runs, all others see is a fleeting blur, as if reality itself were torn apart for an instant. He is faster than both Superman and Supergirl, capable of crossing an entire city in the blink of an eye without leaving a trace. To Barry, time feels like a slow-moving stream, while the world around him seems frozen and helpless before his stride. Barry's reflexes also reach an extraordinary level. He can dodge lightning and react to danger the very moment it begins to form. His body is protected by the Speed Force, allowing him to endure the immense strain of extreme speed for long periods without exhaustion. The Flash body is always surrounded by an invisible friction buffer, a unique energy field generated by the Speed Force. This protection absorbs and disperses the enormous kinetic energy produced when he moves at incredible speed. With the Speed Force aura enveloping him, Barry's endurance surpasses all biological limits. Forces that would crush an ordinary human body are nearly meaningless to him. Even when suffering severe injuries, his rapid regeneration allows him to restore his body in a short time, such as an arm being shattered and then healing within minutes. Barry can also tear through space, creating temporal fractures that allow him to travel beyond the boundaries of reality. He can manipulate electromagnetic energy from the Speed Force, releasing lightning bolts that share properties with natural electricity but are far more powerful. Most terrifying of all is Barry's mind. When he accelerates his thoughts, he removes all physiological limits and processes information at an unimaginable rate. By harnessing the Speed Force through his own intellect, Barry Allen enters a heightened state in which, within an instant, he can analyze, compare, and predict outcomes, then choose the optimal course of action for any situation. His vision is enhanced to the point that his eyes can vibrate fast enough to perceive solid energy structures that form monstrous entities he faces. At times, the Speed Force also grants Barry vague glimpses of the future, fragments of information that are enough for him to prepare for impending threats. Barry can render himself invisible, allowing objects to pass through his body as if he does not exist. By precisely adjusting his vibrations at the atomic level, he can phase through walls and any obstacle. In his confrontation with Professor Zoom, Barry realized that his speed is directly linked to the flow of time. When he accelerated beyond Mach 1.1, Barry Allen defeated Tony Woodward, a man capable of transforming his body into steel and nearly immune to ballistics. Flash also successfully stopped a massive tornado created by Clyde Mardon, a threat capable of flattening a vast area. Barry's physical strength reaches a remarkable level, comparable to seasoned warriors such as Green Arrow. The cells in his body generate far more energy than before, enough to overload Farouk Jabran, who had once easily absorbed the Flash power. At higher levels, Flash effortlessly defeated his own past self during the event The Sound and the Fury and injured Gorilla Grodd with a single sonic punch. He overwhelmed Trajectory, who had once collapsed an entire bridge by repeatedly running across its surface, by briefly pushing beyond his limits. Even though his clash with Reverse Flash was brief and ended in defeat, Barry still demonstrated his terrifying potential. At his peak, when enhanced by tachyon particles, Flash force zoomed to his knees in the instant his opponent let his guard down. When rage ignited and the speed force screamed within every cell, Barry Allen once directly countered a lightning strike from Savitar, then completely overwhelmed his opponent in a moment of fury to the point of destroying armor thought to be impenetrable using nothing but molecular vibration. Barry's speed is sufficient to destroy a superhuman cell created by Star Labs, despite a dark matter dampening system designed to neutralize all impact. When necessary, Flash unleashes attacks of terrifying force. His sonic punch is formed by a run of more than 5 miles, building acceleration until it reaches supersonic velocity and then releasing all that force in a single instant. Although he could not defeat the Anti-Monitor on his own, Wally West still proved himself to be one of the most formidable speed entities ever to exist. At the moment when the Anti-Monitor energy form wiped out nearly all heroes, Wally was forced to travel through time to save Barry Allen. However, before that happened, Wally inflicted more damage on the Anti-Monitor armor than even power-enhanced heroes such as Captain Marvel, Superman, Martian Manhunter, or Firestorm. One of Wally's most impressive displays was when he directly interfered with Martian Manhunter invisibility, preventing his opponent from hiding as usual. Although the moment was ultimately interrupted by a psychic attack, it still demonstrated the extent of Wally's speed. Wally's control over kinetic energy goes far beyond dodging or attacking. He can absorb the pressure that high-tier superheroes place upon the Earth and convert that force into an advantage for himself. He can even counterattack by accelerating his own opponents, as he once did with Mongol, turning an enemy power into a double-edged blade. Any object rushing toward him can be manipulated in a similar way. In Wally West world, speed is not merely movement, but control over the rhythm of every collision and every confrontation. I truly hope you will subscribe to the channel. It would help us tremendously, and you are the most wonderful person. Thank you very much. Now let us talk about Quicksilver. Quicksilver is a mutant who possesses speed far beyond any human standard. He is the twin brother of Scarlet Witch, and although his life has always been torn between different factions, his love for his sister has never wavered. After leaving the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, Pietro and Wanda entered a new chapter when they joined the Avengers, carrying with them doubt, rebellion, and a desire for recognition. His loyalty may shift depending on circumstances, but his protection of his family is always absolute. Quicksilver can move faster than the speed of sound, reaching approximately 770 miles per hour. His body contains vast energy reserves, allowing him to maintain high velocity for long periods before needing to slow down and recover. His super durable skeleton enables Pietro to withstand impacts that would crush an ordinary person without suffering serious injury. Pietro reflexes surpass those of even the finest athletes, as his brain processes information at a superhuman speed, making the world around him seem to slow down. His metabolism operates many times faster than normal, allowing near instantaneous recovery and granting him exceptional health and longevity. His flexible physique provides perfect balance, combined with strength sufficient to lift thousands of pounds and perform heavy leg presses. His sharp mind allows Pietro to absorb knowledge in an instant, reading dozens of books in just minutes. For Quicksilver, speed is not merely movement, but the way he lives, thinks, and fights in a world that is always one beat slower than him. Quicksilver is not only an embodiment of speed, but also possesses the ability to sense subtle vibrations. Because of this, Pietro can instinctively determine magnetic north, as if the world itself were whispering directions to him amid chaotic motion. For Quicksilver, space is never a maze, because every vibration carries meaning. Trained directly by Captain America, Pietro has refined his close combat skills and tactical awareness to a high level. The combination of disciplined martial arts and superhuman speed makes him an extremely dangerous warrior, where every strike lands before the opponent even realizes they have been targeted. In battle, Quicksilver is not only fast, but also precise, knowing when to attack and when to withdraw. Molecular acceleration grants Pietro rare abilities. He can vibrate his own molecular structure at high frequency, allowing him to pass through solid objects as if they did not exist. Although this ability has been portrayed inconsistently, sometimes exaggerated and other times ignored, its very nature still demonstrates the terrifying potential of speed. Pietro body is also resilient enough to endure immense impacts that no ordinary human could survive. In moments of combat, Quicksilver turns speed into an absolute weapon. Pietro Maximoff can strike a wide range of formidable opponents, such as Spider-Man, Luke Cage, Cyclops, Toad, Ms. Marvel, or Logan before they can react. In a single instant, he can stagger an entire group of Sentinels, even taking one down as if a gust of wind had swept across the battlefield. On one occasion, Pietro disabled a bomb at the precise moment between two syllables of the word explosion, turning an imminent disaster into a joke of speed. When facing Gorgon, Quicksilver coldly asserted his advantage, stating that he could deliver thousands of punches in the time it took his opponent to swing once. In more intense battles, Pietro has run nearly alongside the thrust of Ultron, while still clearly observing Iron Man, Captain America, the shield flying through the air, and Ultron himself, as if everything were frozen. Quicksilver's speed even surpasses Mjolnir, the divine weapon that he easily left behind. He once calmly rescued people from an exploding mansion, moving without pause while time around him was stretched and distorted. Quicksilver is even faster than radio waves, surpassing the limits of reflex and perception. The life of Pietro Maximoff then turned toward a turbulent path. At that time, he was working with X Factor, a government-sponsored mutant team trying to find a stable place for himself in a world that constantly questioned his loyalty. Tragedy struck when Luna, Pietro's daughter, was kidnapped by Fabian Cortez. Cortez sought to use Luna as a symbol of Magneto power and turn her into a living shield for his ambitions. Without hesitation, Pietro raced forward. On his journey to rescue his daughter, he encountered Crystal along with the Avengers. They joined forces and successfully brought Luna back. But the price nearly cost Pietro his life in a brutal battle with Exodus. After that ordeal, he left X Factor, maintaining close ties with the Avengers but firmly refusing to officially join until the Black Knight, who had once been his romantic rival for Crystal, departed. Pietro attempted to repair his relationship with Crystal, and the two began rebuilding their family. However, the Onslaught incident occurred, causing Crystal and many other heroes to become lost in a pocket universe. From that point on, Pietro's priority was no longer battle lines or ideals, but Luna. He maintained contact with the X-Men only when necessary. When he learned that Exodus and the Acolytes were plotting to attack the High Evolutionary Stronghold, Pietro joined the Knights of Wundagore and lived there with his daughter for a time. In encounters with divine forces, Quicksilver proved the limits of his abilities. Pietro could dodge and escape the Thunder God Lightning in the first moments, but before such absolute power, he was gradually overwhelmed. Even so, this did not stop Pietro from continuing to take part in major conflicts. He was one of the Avengers who stood alongside Hercules, Amadeus Cho, and many other allies in a direct assault on the headquarters of the Olympus Group. When Pietro fought beside Zeus and the Amazon warriors, between the supreme god and the mortal of speed, he found a strange sense of harmony. Not in power, but in warrior spirit. In that same conflict, Quicksilver supported a severely injured Wolverine in defeating Huntsman, creating a rare moment where speed became a shield protecting an ally. Later, Pietro was summoned by Ghost through the technology of Amadeus Cho to help defend Asgard, and then continued to appear with the Avengers in a fierce confrontation against Sentry when he was possessed by the Void. When the Avengers attacked Utopia, Pietro was all the way in California. As soon as he followed the news, he immediately rushed to provide aid and also tried to persuade Wanda to join. Even though he managed to restrain his sister, faced with that situation, Quicksilver calmly accepted it, quietly departing while carrying the bitterness of someone who always arrives in time but cannot always change the outcome. That is all. Wally West is incredibly powerful, and if he is serious, it is even impossible to see him. When Flash and Quicksilver are placed side by side, the disparity becomes increasingly clear with every beat of motion. Flash is not only faster, but also stronger, and he possesses a set of abilities that go far beyond the conventional limits of speed. He can unleash lightning from the Speed Force, using it as a weapon and as a sign of his presence within space as it is being distorted. Flash has twice run neck and neck with Superman in iconic races, shattered the barrier of time on more than one occasion, and even created an entire universe through pure speed alone. One of Quicksilver's greatest achievements is his ability to surpass the speed of light. For any ordinary human, that would already be unimaginable, a feat beyond comprehension. But Flash has never been bound by such standards. With Flash, he has moved faster than light many times, treating that limit as nothing more than a milestone left far behind. Quicksilver is formally trained in close combat and possesses sharp skills and strong warrior instincts. However, when facing an opponent whose reactions are many times faster, that training gradually loses its meaning. In the moment Quicksilver is still preparing to strike, Flash has already seen the outcome. This is not merely a difference in speed, but the gap between someone who runs fast and an entity capable of controlling the very flow of time. Barry is vastly faster than Quicksilver, to the point that even the concept of normal reflexes becomes obsolete before him. Flash can process information in intervals shorter than an attosecond, a moment so small it almost does not exist to any other being. Quicksilver has been described as thinking about 500,000 times faster than a normal human, a number sufficient to place him above most opponents. Yet to Flash, that still amounts to very little. Barry thought speed is pushed to levels trillions of times greater, allowing him to observe, analyze, and decide while the world around him has not yet begun to move. Pitting Quicksilver against Flash is much like forcing a normal person to fight Quicksilver. Both possess skill, experience, and sharp combat instincts, but the gap in speed is an insurmountable barrier. In the instant Pietro is still preparing to act, Barry has already foreseen the conclusion and chosen the most appropriate way to end it. Therefore, if judged fairly and coldly, Flash is almost certainly the victor in this confrontation. Not because Quicksilver is weak, but because Barry Allen is operating on an entirely different level of speed and time. Therefore, in my opinion, Flash will win this battle. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That is today's video. Thank you very much.